Now we have a presentation on how AI is revolutionizing customer experience. This will be presented by Mr. Tarun Saheja, Director, SAP CX. Please welcome our speaker, Mr. Tarun.
Am I audible? Hello? Yeah. Hi guys, it's evening, 5:11. One of the last few sessions, and let's make it a bit more exciting. So good evening, guys. I need a response from you. Thank you. So the topic is not exactly any AI, right? We heard about a lot of AI, customer data cloud, Joule, and everything, right? So we are going to revolutionize customer experience using SAP's agentic AI framework, right? So when we talk about AI in digital space, that is the customer experience space or the front office solution space, it's progressively worked itself from chatbots to co-pilots to agentic AI kind of technology. Just to quickly recap, chatbot mostly are used by your customers to get quick answers to very finite set of questions because the way it is configured, it's pre-fed. You can't extract any more other data from chatbot. Then we move to Copilot. Copilot is nothing but a program which combines data from multiple systems, does some autonomous things, and then it throws it back to a human to take action on the same system or the other system. Agentic AI it removes the human from the co-pilot and it does everything automatically, right? So just to recap, for someone who doesn't know detail about agentic AI, you can think about agentic AI as an autonomous program which, once given a goal, will actually create certain steps. So the first step would be, I need to go get data from 5 systems. I need to calculate it, assimilate it, and then generate some insight. Then whatever the goal rules are, I need to act on them. So the action could be to call another AI agent and tell that particular digital AI agent to do certain things, and then the cycle continues till a particular goal is reached. Right? Here, no human form is actually getting involved because the rules are already inbuilt. And once the goal is reached, it's actually trying to make itself more efficient. Right? It tries to improve and correct itself. Right? And the way we are now, so if you think about the differentiating factor, okay, what is SAP's agentic AI bringing on the table? Is that we are not focusing only on the front office AI agents. You have the entire business network and the entire business enterprise in your disposal to play around with these agents, right? So you can basically consider your production systems, your planning systems, your logistics, finance, HR, spend, CX, everything in once. So what am I talking about is, this what you're seeing is real. And that's why no other vendor other than SAP has the most structural go-to-market when it comes to combining data, insights, AI from the entire enterprise to achieve your business goals. Okay? So I'll take an example, right? Let's say now we are focused on customer experience. Now, customer experience portfolio would have commerce, sales, service, marketing, customer data, right? These kind of solutions. Let's say you want to develop a feature in commerce. Now, why will you enable commerce? Because you want to enable self-service for your B2B buyer, right? So you want to enable a feature in commerce which would then trigger some process in another system, a non-CX system, maybe spend management, for example, right? Then spend management could process certain things. According to the rule set, it might need to trigger a process in some other system, and the cycle continues. Coming back, you might want to then impact your CRM, update an opportunity or a quotation or certain other thing, and then give it back to commerce, and then you give it back to your customer. So all these things are actually running in an autonomous manner. So on the top that you are seeing, the CX agent not only controls from where it got the request, it also will coordinate with the other agents that you are seeing on the top layer, right? Let us take an example. How many of you are from sales and marketing department? Raise your hands, please. Okay, couple of them, but at least you understand, right? So when we are talking about uplift quantities, right, it's a daily report that actually gets generated because you want your sales executives to actually know what is the kind of uplift demand that they have to put in front of your dealer, right? And this report generation is a 2 or a 3-step process. It gets married with the goals of the sales executives and commissions and things like that, right? Now, how can we use an agentic AI framework which encompasses all these layers? Imagine that I am a dealer, I am inputting a quantity of, let's say, 100 quantity in my cart, live cart, correct? So the CX agent will actually provide that info that this is the dealer, this is the cart value, to let's say a schemes agent. Now schemes agent will look in the master, will understand, okay, what is the SKU, but schemes master can be of a product. It is not linked to an SKU, it is linked to a family. It might get 4 schemes or 5 schemes related to it, right? Then it could have the latest and greatest of invoices, but what if the dealer just paid? Okay, and the invoice is just generated with the schemes doesn't have. So schemes will basically hit the finance agent and say, hey, what is the latest invoices that you have generated? Let me reconcile, right? It might also hit the ERP sales and distribution to understand, hey, what are the SOs that have already been created recently, but the invoice has not been generated? Because the last thing you want to do is return the uplift quantity back to the CX agent, back to the dealer to say that, hey, you should enter 50 as a quantity. But actually speaking, yesterday he just entered 30 quantity as a SO, but its invoice is not generated. But the schemes are hitting because of when the invoice is generated, right? So all that information, how much is the amount you will earn, what is the kind of scheme that is you are hitting, all this information. Today, the dealer is actually relying only on the sales officer with multiple phone calls, and the sales officer has to do all this kind of calculations. Then he has to call the back office and do all the manual jobs of getting that invoice created and then posting it to the schemes master, because maybe the bad job runs only a couple of times a day. So these are the complexities that this particular framework avoids. So here we saw that there are a couple of activities or processes which are getting triggered in other systems, correct? So using such framework, we have our CX AI toolkit. So not only agentic AI, but co-pilots, shopping assistants, we have created around 80 use cases already live in production across commerce, which is our self-service channel, and CRM systems. What we'll take a look at a demo video. There are 2 videos. One is for the product content enrichment agent, and another one is for the intelligent Q&A agent. The left piece is your product marketing's job. Whenever a new SKU hits the ERP, right, the master data, there are a lot of steps. And since metal mining, or even if you consider our neighbors, building materials or textiles or anything, right, there are a lot of specifications. Whether you call it TDS, whether you call it need for approval, compliance, there are sheets everywhere, right? So we'll look at how can you fast track product catalog and content publishing so that this product goes and sits in your self-service channel, and then you are able to, your end consumer is able to basically query it. He's getting the query and he's able to order, basically. You're streamlining those things. There are various scenarios available. These are just shortlisted, some scenarios which are live. I'll demonstrate the product attributes and the product descriptions part first. So this self-service portal is based on commerce. It's a real-life demo. It's a video just because of saving time here. So let's start this video. So what we are doing is, there is this particular product with very basic attributes. Because ERP gave me these attributes, I have just created and posted it over here. Now how can AI help you to generate attributes, right? And then there is this, yes, there is 8-pager specification sheets which has, you might have 3 kinds of safety specifications and things like that. Many more specification sheets, right? So here, this is our CXAI toolkit, and you basically search the particular product, you get these 14 attributes which are already created in ERP system, and then we basically will generate the attributes. And in generating the attributes, you can give some prompts, right? This is for a B2B industrial buyer, and it's for industrial usage. Please generate attribute with respect to certifications more, sustainability more, those kind of things. And what it will do is actually very enormous. I mean, it's surprising at times. You'll see over here. So it generated around 10 attributes. Now this attribute generation happens, it looks at the specifications, it also looks at some third-party large language models related to that industry. So when we are hitting an external large language model, we are not throwing this query over there. We are encompassing and then throwing the query so that the data is actually secured. Correct? And so basically the attribute are generated, names are generated, the values actually are picked up from your specification sheets or maybe an collateral lying in your email and so on and so forth, right? So here what we are doing is, we are selecting some attributes. You can select all the attributes and push it to your commerce system, right? Here what we are doing is, we are actually selecting one attribute and putting it inside the taxonomy of the commerce. So this operating data class, which is like we have created as a catalog, and we are pushing it inside. We'll just add one more attribute. And then you would see that it will trigger. So this is a kind of an AI agent. Yes, it is taking human form, but it is also triggering certain things into the commerce system, right? So it basically will publish these attributes into the commerce platform in the staging environment, because you don't want anything, whatever is published here, you want to review it before and make it go live in the portal, and then your customer sees it, right? So we'll take a look at the back office system. So this is the back office commerce cloud system. We actually refreshed it. We'll go to the attributes tab and check if these attributes are there. Now, you don't have to do it for each and every product. You can select 500 products. You can select, I have like whatever prompt you want to give this particular, understand that, yes, there would be certain checks that you will have to do, and then it gets appeared back in the self-service portal. So this is one example. So we hit save. We'll just refresh it. So you see in operating data, only the pump type centrifugal was there. We'll see both of these attributes coming over here. So imagine this, attributes getting generated for like at least 100 products at a time. And these clicks also can be automated, right? That's the use of an AI agent. It actually can be customized that, okay, I don't need clicks, just give me a report and I will approve everything at once. How about descriptions? Because if you want to have your sales team focus only on business development and not to capture orders and requests for quotes, you will have to enable your dealers or your channel partners or your B2B customers to actually, put in the right content into the channel, right? So you saw like just one-liner description here. Here in this particular scenario, I don't like the 3-liner description which is shown here, right? But you remember we did the attribute generation before? Here, whatever the stars, double stars are there, these are created by AI, right? You have not accepted them as attributes in your system, but you can use these attributes to generate a description. So you can use things like, okay, I want to focus on material certifications, I want to focus on mounting types, then maybe, dry run protection, environmentally friendly, And then again, you can give commands, right? So you can give these commands on, what is the tone you want. You can give certain instructions, okay? And then you generate the description. So I'll fast track this because time is less. I want to cover the intelligent Q&A also, okay? So you'll see here, and then again, this can again be published to the commerce platform. I'll skip that part. So I just wanted to show you that towards the last, you will see that yes, it has this monitoring. It's focusing on sustainability, and when you publish, it will go into the staging. Then you can go live, and repeat the entire cycle, right? Let's go on intelligent Q&A, right? So today, your your dealer, let's say if it's a complex product, right? Your dealer is also using ChatGPT to understand that, okay, what kind of features should I focus on? What is the applicability of a particular product, maybe a pump or a steel or a metal bar to my, application, right? So this is about intelligent Q&A. Assume now what we have done is we created, you got a new product. That product actually, you created attributes, AI-based attributes. You generated a description. And you have a lot of material, digital assets in your enterprise, right? So what we'll do is we'll ask 3 questions. One is a question which it will compare less than, greater than kind of thing. Another one is a question where we will compare a range. And the third one is actually using a table, it will compare 2 products, right? These are the 3 Q&A intelligent things that we will do. So again, so there are all these kinds of documents. These are the kind of data. This is a table I'm talking about. It just has flow rate, head, and power, right? That's the only table. Now let's ask about, suggest me some things on, a low consumption pump, correct? So what it will do is it actually compares, it converts the generic language and to this. Again, we are not throwing this question as is to the external thing. That's why, SAP's agentic AI is much more secure than any other AI or which is outside the enterprise. So what you have seen here is that it gave you pumps which are, lower in consumption or certain things, correct? Then and plus it will also put in certain context. So in the second paragraph, if you see, it actually says which pump is used for where, right? So it knows that context without even asking, correct? And then we'll say that, okay, I want a pump which has, I have a specific requirement. So it has to be less than 2 kilowatt, but greater than 1, right? And it's basically, I didn't even put a 1 kilowatt over there. It understands as it has that kind of a context, right? So here it is going to give me only one product which is greater than 1 but less than 2, which is the 22i pump. Now I will compare the 22i pump with the 11i pump for certain things, and I will ask, okay, which pump should I use when, right? The same scenario can be tweaked and asked about, okay, what is the, like a guided selling, right? I have a capacity, so it's still not generated, okay, so I'll preempt the scenario what I'm talking about. So it can also say that, can you suggest me a pump with this application requirement? Like I have a field and I have a large area. This is the area, kind of, correct? So this question is answered in 5 parts. I'll let the parts go down. But if you focus on the first line, it actually hits the nail. Okay, what are the primary differences? Okay, the primary differences are flow rate, head capabilities, and power consumption. Then it says, what are the 2 products and what are their power consumptions, it says, correct? The third paragraph is more about if you want a higher consumption, higher flow rate, you should select certain things. It gives you the context, right? And in the PDF, there was some paragraph in some other thing. So it's not just copying and pasting text from the PDF and throwing it to you. It is actually answering, by the way, as per your context, correct? So, and it also links, right? So over here, lower flow rate could mean lower energy, right? But it is now renaming it as energy efficient. So it knows this particular context, okay? And I'll just fast track it. So this is the same service. I showed you a back office. This same service is also enabled in our front office. So notice the first question, right? Which pump would help move large volumes of liquid efficiently, right? So the efficiently clause will bring in, oh, the multi-stage centrifugal design, right? So it got that from the specs sheet. And similarly, second question is, excuse me, also dependent on, you know, a kind of comparison, right? How you want to expose, okay? So this was like 2 agents. We have around 6 agents already released. And this is a snapshot of 2024, the features that we release. You can see that there are, you know, shopping assistants, co-pilots, and agentic AI all mixed over here for multiple CRM solutions, right? And these are the features that we just, I mean, Q1 is not yet over, right? We have half a month left. So all the blue ones are released. The orange ones are to be released, and we do monthly updates, correct? So here, what we have a ton of roadmap items which we feel, because we have the entire enterprise, we know the needs of what your salesperson or your dealers are doing manually, right? So we know those scenarios, and we are going to actually implement this as features in this CX toolkit. So what it means is, when this feature is released, you can use it as you want. Very less or no development or implementation timeline. So that's it from my side. I hope it was very quick, but I hope it was helpful, and we can definitely get in touch. And hopefully it's maybe another half an hour time, and then we are all free for evening snacks. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Tarun Saheja, for that enlightening presentation and highlighting the transformative potential of AI in enhancing customer interactions.